Do you think this is the place? It has to be. Tara's stomach growls loudly, and her voice was more like a plea than an affirmation. Go check. What? Check what? Like, go check if it's her place or not. Absolutely not. I'm not going to just potentially walk into someone's home. What's the big deal? If it's not her place, we can just ask for directions. No way. Trespassing is your thing, not mine. We go back and forth like this for a while, and right before we finally decide to set it up with a rock, paper, scissors, Morgan herself pokes her head out the door. Hey, you two. I'm in here. For the first time since she met us at the station, I'm genuinely relieved to see Morgan. Morgan holds the door open, a book under her arm, and a cup of coffee in her free hand. Tara turns to me and talks in a quiet voice. Ready to uncover some ancient treasures? Lead on, Indiana. She doesn't need telling twice. Tara practically dashes the rest of the way inside, nearly bumping into Morgan as she goes. I nod stiffly at her as I enter more slowly. The door slams shut behind us. Morgan flips the sign on the door to closed, although it's nearly invisible from the outside. Her shop looks just about how I expected. Many items aren't displayed so much as they appear to have been tossed and then forgotten. A thick layer of dust covers everything. Tara is already bobbing around the store, examining some worryingly fragile ceramics. Morgan passes by her and back to the front counter, where she sets down the book she was carrying. Its title catches my eye. Complete Collection of Classic Fairy Tales. The book looks extremely old. I wonder if it's an item for sale here. So, are you done looking around town? If she has any guess what kind of response we got today, she doesn't show it. She's still impossible to read. I've seen enough for today. Can we still take you up on that lunch offer? Sure thing. I've got something on the stove already. I figured you'd be coming over soon. Stove? Your store has a kitchen? Yeah, I have a living space set up in the back since I sleep here most of the time. Feel free to look around. I'll be back. She disappears behind a curtain leading to another room, leaving us surrounded by treasures. When the whole town feels like an antique, a rocking chair and a few pieces of farming equipment probably aren't the biggest draws. I'm surprised she's even able to keep the place open. Tara's enthusiasm doesn't seem to have dimmed a bit, however. She takes time to examine each piece, turning it over in her hands like she's appraising fine art. At least one of these is probably cursed. Oh yeah, definitely. It's probably the grandfather clock over there. No way! That's too easy. And even if it is cursed, it's probably something lame like making your toe hair grow twice as fast. But this, well... Tara takes an item off the counter, holding it close to her chest. It's a lamp, but the stand is 3 very realistic pigs standing on top of each other. The lampshade has these little piggies printed on it like a scripture. This is the big leagues. You want a curse that's gonna last for generations, you use this bad boy. Hey, you think Morgan would mind if I brought my Ouija board in here? As she says that, she puts the pig lamp back in its rightful place, where it can't hurt anyone. I wonder how that works, actually. Like, if you bring 2 cursed objects to the same place, do the evil spirits get into a turf war? Or do they team up to defeat humanity? Did you seriously bring the Ouija board again? That Ouija board has been on every single trip with us. Besides, it fits in my suitcase. I pick up a small ornament from a shelf nearby. It's a snake made out of crystal. There's no price tag attached. If you have to ask... Morgan pulls back the curtain she went through. Okay, food's ready. She comes out carrying an enormous tray that's probably also an item for sale here. On the tray are steaming bowls of some kind of soup, as well as a pitcher of water and a loaf of bread. She sets the tray down on the counter, doling out portions to each of us. Hesitantly, I try a spoonful of the soup. It's delicious. It has a rich and meaty flavor, but isn't too heavy. And it's hot, but not too hot to gulp down. I dip some of the bread into the broth. That's delicious too. Everything here is definitely homemade. This is really, really good. Yeah, this is amazing. Thanks. Let me know if you want more. Morgan stolidly keeps eating, the praise barely seeming to register on her. It's a shame. That's probably the one nice thing I'll have to say to her all trip. Once she's finished, Morgan picks up her book and starts to read again, while Tara and I are still in the middle of eating. I glance over at Tara, who is very intently staring at her spoon. She finishes her bowl and rattles the spoon around a bit. Can I take you up on that refill? Of course. Without looking up, Morgan picks up both her book and her bowl and heads into the back again. She emerges a moment later with a fresh serving of soup, which she wordlessly sets down in front of Tara. Only after we've both taken our last bite does she finally close the book again. All done? Yeah, thanks. I'm done too. Thank you. Let me get these out of the way then. She hauls away all the dirty dishes before rejoining us at the counter. So, what are your plans for the rest of the day? I fight back the urge to tell her that she should be the one making plans for us and showing us around. At least this way, I can go back to the cabin sooner. We're still figuring that out. We hadn't gotten to see you much, so we decided to come over. Oh, right. I'm sorry about that. I'll take a couple days off starting tomorrow. You sure? We don't want you to miss out on any business or anything. There aren't that many customers who come through. You're the first ones all week. And you don't even count. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to react to that, so I don't say anything. That's too bad. You've got a lot of cool stuff. I was looking around some while you cooked. I wouldn't get too excited. I just make up interesting stories for the items so they sound more entertaining. It helps pass the time. Right. Morgan says it so casually that there's no way she knows just how relieved I am to hear that. It lines up neatly with what I already suspected. That everything Morgan included in her email is even more made up than usual, and that this is all a colossal waste of time. Most likely she's a fan of the show who wanted to trick us into coming here, and we fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. If Tara has realized any of this, she of course doesn't say anything, but judging by the way her enthusiasm vanished, it seems like she's starting to get it. Again. Fiddling with some silver knickknacks, she looks up from the counter to Morgan. So, can we see the talking cat? As soon as Tara asks, I can see Morgan's eyes light up with interest. Her hand slides away from the book she'd been about to open. Oh no. Of course. I'm sure she'd be happy to finally meet you. Her voice wavers just the smallest bit, with what sounds like excitement. It's the first shred of emotion I've detected from her since stepping off the train. I'll go get her. Just give me 1 minute. Morgan exits once more, but this time through an actual door instead of a curtain. We probably could have gotten out of here without seeing the cat, you know. Why would I do that? This is the piece de resistance. She doesn't even try to pronounce it right. Are you serious? Still? You know it's not going to actually talk, right? I can't fathom how there's even a trace of belief rattling around in Tara's skull. Did you see her face? She's definitely not joking. Unless she's just really bad at telling jokes. That would be the most normal thing about her so far. She just told you flat out that she makes up stories and tries to get other people to believe her. How can you not see that we are getting scammed too? Come on, Mads. Try to have at least a little bit of faith. The door opens once more and out strides Morgan. There's also a soft sound of little kitty feet on the hard wooden floor. Talking or not, the cat staring up at me is undeniably beautiful. Its white fur seemingly glistens like snow, and its eyes are a piercing azure blue. Tara leaps from her seat and crashes to her knees. The cat doesn't flinch at all, despite the commotion. Oh my god! I love her! I love her so much! She looks up at Morgan, eyes as wide as dinner plates and fingers wriggling. Can I pet her? Please tell me I can pet her. Geladura, can she pet you? The cat doesn't say anything, of course. It does rub against Tara's waiting hand, though, causing her to let out some sort of mix between a coo and a sob. I can tell Tara just got her money's worth out of the trip. Go on, say something. These are the two I've been telling you about. Tara, Maddie. Morgan gestures as if introducing us to her. She looks between the cat and us expectantly. Seeing its master's attention, the cat goes from nuzzling Tara's hand to nuzzling Morgan's leg close by. She meows happily. The cat, not Morgan. Come on, you're going to make me look like an idiot if you don't say anything. Morgan uses her foot to nudge the cat towards Tara, who's still crumpled on the floor. The cat indignantly tries to escape, her claws scraping uselessly against the wood. Finally, Geladura scurries away, sitting down and licking a paw. Her tail swishes rapidly as she and Morgan stare at each other. And then... absolutely nothing. What a surprise. I'm not even disappointed, just vindicated. Even Tara's enthusiasm is gone. She coos at the cat half-heartedly, but overall, she's just trying to give Morgan an out. Come on, Geladura. They're waiting. It's like watching a car wreck. I can't look away. Morgan sticks to her act, scowling at the wholly mundane cat. It doesn't seem to faze Geladura, who simply yawns and settles down onto the floor, just out of Tara's arm's reach. Whatever previous excitement she had just about evaporated, and is instead mixed with some kind of mixed frustration. That's when I start to realize a horrifying truth. She finally looks away from us, twisting her fingers together and gritting her teeth. When it seems like she's decided on what to say, she turns back to us. I'm sorry. I don't know why she's being so stubborn. Well, you know how cats are. Tara manages an extremely fake laugh as she gets up and steps closer to me. Tara was right about one thing after all. Morgan wasn't lying to us. But now Tara's realizing where she went wrong. Morgan's also crazy. It doesn't seem like she's acting. It seems like Morgan's genuinely shocked that her cat didn't greet us by name. She talks to me all the time. I told her you two were trustworthy. That should be enough. It's fine. I'm sure she's just shy. Don't worry about it. Yeah, she just met us. We've got plenty of time for her to warm up to us, right? Oh, yeah, exactly. We should probably just give her some space for now and try again later. Maybe in a few days. At this point, I don't care. It's a good thing I've played along with everything so far, because it allows us to make a diplomatic exit. I guess you're right. Still, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. She'll get over herself soon enough. She glowers at the cat, who's still napping peacefully. Yeah, I'm sure. Tara steps back away from the counter and into the display area again. Anyway, thanks for lunch, Morgan. We really appreciate it. We, have a couple more places we want to check out today, so we'll probably head out again. Okay. Come back here when you want to ride back to the cabin. Her expression is back to unreadable. Right, sure. Thanks so much. Good to meet you, Gelato. Tara waves at Geladura, whose ear twitches, but otherwise can't be bothered to acknowledge us. The heavy door slams shut behind us as we step into the cold. I wonder if Morgan will remember to switch the sign back the other way.